Hello, this is Catherine Dubberly, the Answer Lady. Jack gets a tremendous number of questions about garter carriage issues, so today he's going to dismantle one and show you some things that perhaps you can do to solve your own garter carriage problems.
Boy, I tell you, in Cortland we saw a lot of these garter carriages. And here's what we want to do. We want to let you be able to clean it and lubricate it yourself. It's not that hard. Now, the screws I'm taking out now are perfectly visible. If you turn it upside down, you'll see them. And then we'll go into the ones that they hide from you. Now, your little door opens and would be out of the way, but to get the carriage off, to get the cover off the carriage, this is what we have to do, is get this completely off.
That's a long screw.
Well, again, it's a metal screw in a plastic case, and I try to be real careful with them. And a lot of times, this one probably I'll be able to show you, they'll pull a little plastic out with them. So something for you to look for when you're doing this yourself.
If they pull plastic out with them, do they need to be replaced?
No.
They all did.
Yes, this one pulled no plastic, but this one pulled quite a bit of plastic. And the thing that's important is to clean that off. And I just use my thumbnail, but you could use the tip of your flat screwdriver. But clean the plastic off. When we start to put it back, we'll have to be real careful that it starts smoothly. And then it won't be that hard to come out the next time. Now that's the easy part, because those screws are easy to find. And we're going to show you two things here. First of all, look at all our fuzz in here. Now this machine was running okay for a minute, slows way down, then stops completely. That's the complaint. I'm suspecting that a good cleaning will probably go a long way. But now if you'll look, there's a screw right there that has to come out to let this carriage cover come off.
You know what? I'm going to point at it from the other direction so that maybe people can cross-reference. There we go.
Yeah. But they hide that one. And then we'll get this one first. Now, here's the way I do it, because I have large fingers, but I'll just reach around here and I'll get it out and put it where I can keep it. If you'll notice, these screws are gold in color, and these others are a silver color. That's how I remember which one goes where. Now, they hide this one too, right here, but look, we've got a hole that goes right down through the cover, and again, we'll get it nice and loose till it's ready to come out, and voila.
What kind of a screwdriver are you finding works? It's a cross point?
Yeah, and this is a, old people have to look with light, #1 Phillips cross point. Now here's the other screw that they hide from you, right there. And there is a hole, but this little rubber wheel is in the way. Now what I like to do is just lift the cover, and you go at a little bit of an angle, and that will let you get that screw out.
However, these ladies, if they've worked on their own regular knitting carriages, will be familiar with removing a wheel and replacing it if they want to.
Yeah, you can just take that wheel off and put it in your bucket to save it, and then you can use the hole through the cover like the other side. But you'll see this hole is offset, and that one's hidden. Now, that will get the cover off except for these hinge screws right here. So bear with me. And again, these hinge screws, you'll notice they go through this part and through this part and into the other. And what I like to do is just back them out far enough to free my cover up. Well, that one came out, so we'll just take it out. But you can just do it far enough to free the cover. I'm doing it so you can see what I'm doing. If I did it so I could see what I was doing, I could do that. Now comes, drum roll please, the dreaded circlip that everybody's afraid of, and we're going to show you how to deal with this circlip. And I will shine the light.
Aha, now we can see it. Good.
There is our circlip right there. Now here's what I do. I have a couple of little teeny flat point.
We can't see the flat point screwdriver.
Little teeny flat point screwdriver, and you get it right into the circlip. And you notice I'm just walking it off.
Okay, you did it.
Just like that. You take my screwdriver for me, and you can point to, there's a lobe on either side, right there and right there, and then there's a gap between both of those lobes and the center lobe. That little gap right there. That's where you put the tip of that screwdriver, and then you pry against the post to get that out, and we don't want to lose it.
If somebody does lose or break one, is all lost?
No, because you can go to a hardware store and you can get the one that you want. You know, we took the wrong one off.
Well, that's bad.
No, because then we get to show them again. I'll put it back on when we start to reassemble, but this is the one on the control arm, and we'll do it one more time.
Jack has found that no matter how good the light in the room, it never shines down into these works all that well, but he has this little pen light that makes all kinds of difference in seeing what you're doing. And he's able to hold it in one hand and work with the other. The majority of us probably want a helper holding it.
Or you can do it like this.
They can't see you. He put it in his mouth, so he now has 3 hands.
Right. Which a lot of these jobs take 3 hands. Okay. Now that is the post right there. In my finger's in the way.
Well, yeah, it is. There you go.
But there's our circlip. And this one's silver in color, where the other one was a little darker. But it's this silver piece right here.
Yeah, we can see.
That we need to get off, and now
it lifts off the post. Is that what you're saying?
It does lift off the post. And now you unplug this.
That's the electronic board,
yes,
correct?
And we are free. Now what you heard were those slides in here. There you go. Oh no! But let's go through this real quick while we've got it.
There's a lot of dirt on the top of that.
Well, that's what we're going to point out, and I showed all the ladies in Cortland. This is the grease that they started this machine with, and let me just show you how tacky that grease is. Now, you see, it'll make little peaks like your cake frosting. That's just not good. But this is what they lubricated this machine with, and you can ask any of the ladies that were at the seminar. I took all of that off the machines, and they ran so much better.
Now let's be clear. This was originally a good lubricant, but time has passed.
That's right, and I will go through it one more time, and I've explained to everyone who asked. This is a oil-based grease, and what it does is over time it becomes a concrete-based grease. It just gets thicker and thicker as time goes by, so, you know, when this carriage was assembled, this was really good, probably molybdenum alloyed lithium style grease, but what we want to go to is a silicon base, because the silicon molecule itself stays round and doesn't gum up. But we're going to go into a cleaning, but first of all, let's talk about reassemble. This piece right here, if you'll notice, because of that tab, it'll only go on one way. It has to straddle. And it has to move something, so here we go, right there, it will move something. Now, there you go.
We can see it.
That's the only, it has to move something. There it is, moving something. Now, if you know your controls, you realize that on the cover, your 1 and your 2, you can't move one of these without moving both of these when you go to set it. If you set the 1 and then you move the 2 to another position, it moves the 1 for you. Let's see how that works inside. Again, this has to move something, and look what it moves. Right there. So that means if I move this one, what does it have to do? It has to move that one too. And you know that from using your controls, that that's how they work. You can set this one, and this one has to move too. So, there you go. Now, those two are in order, and again, this has to move something, and what does it move? It moves that right there. So now, if we put the cover back on, those are all right where they need to be. It's just that simple.